Welcome everybody, Ghost Shin 3 here. How you guys doing? Check this out. If I haven't seen these for some of you. Now for you off-duty guys, law enforcement, or even on duty, depending on your policies, but off-duty, you know, some of you guys want to carry handcuffs besides your weapons, carry CCW. I already know. And there was a time I did, and remember, it's like, God, you got the whole kitchen sink. For years I used to carry some of these just for, not that I was looking to get anything off-duty, but if it did, this was pretty easy to carry. It does weigh a little bit, nothing much. I mean, it's, you know, I couldn't tell you the weight of these, I don't know. Anyways, they call them thumb cuffs, and you can put something like this from the back or the front. And I'm going to show you this way. So let's say you're off duty. I mean, you could put it, squeeze it down pretty good. It's going to stay in there because of the joint on the thumb. That's why they call them thumb cuffs. And here's your double lock button up here. So you push this in. I don't have somebody demonstrate on me, so, or on them. Anyways, now it won't move, so it won't tighten any further, but you can put them pretty good where it's not coming off. I mean, it's, you got this thumb joint right here. That's why you want to use them on the thumb. You can use them on the fingers, but you know, obviously down in these areas on your fingers, because you want to be under the joint right here that bends. That way it's going to have problems get out. But the thumb is what I recommend. So you're going to have the person like this. In the front, I don't recommend. I mean, there's some departments that do that kind of stuff. I'm sure they have their reasons and tactics. I don't agree with it, but you know, you got to follow your policies for some of you guys. But like I said, if you're off duty, hey, you got multiples, and you need to keep someone down, or maybe posse comitatus, somebody to help you say, hey, put these on them. You know, while you hold them at gunpoint or whatever. You know, obviously you want it like this. If you guys can see, let's see. Here we go. And they do work. I've tried these with my partners, and they do work. They're pretty good, and it's something lighter and easier to carry. So let me show you how this works here. So you have two holes here. So the first one, we want to unlock. So you got your suspect ready. Here comes the, you know, active law enforcement that are on duty. And I say on duty because, you know, you'd probably carry this off duty, but you could carry it as a spare if your department allows you. You know, we always carry two in uniform, two handcuffs. Obviously, some guys carry one. That tells you something there. You always want to have at least two. But this would be cool as a three. Or now you have your flex cuffs you can carry, you know, but the nylon ones. Anyways, so you put it here, and you're going to deactivate the locking right here. You just heard it. So now, if I wanted to, I could squeeze down even more. You can feel the blood already going. So then you turn the key to the bottom part. The top part right here, that's to unlock the locking mechanism here that locks it in place so that way it doesn't get tighter or looser. When you want to take it off, you have to go to the bottom section here, turn it, and there you go. Pretty simple. So thumb cuffs, really a good tool to carry small. I mean, this thing is about 3.5 inches long, and look how thin it is. I mean, it's half a centimeter. It's a fourth of a centimeter. They're stainless steel, obviously. I've had these for years. Look, I just locked them. So as you can tell, it's depressed here. And once I turn them this way, use the top button, and you're going to see it and hear it. Now it's flush, which tells you that it's unlocked. And you can now move the cuff itself. To lock them, of course, unlock them, you're going to, once again, use the bottom part with your handcuff key. Oops, put it this way, upside down. There you go. Left to open the left, right to open the right. Anyway, short video. I thought I'd show you guys. There's some pretty quality ones out there, and I still kept these because they're really cool just to keep. They have a good weight. I couldn't tell how many ounces or whatever, but it's not a pound, nothing like that. But for some of you guys that are, you know, off duty and you do feel like you want to carry cuffs, really recommend this. But remember, in the thumbs, I'll demonstrate one more time, because of the joint, and sometimes you have to watch out. They will be too tight, but hey, when you're off duty and something's really serious, screw it. You know, the guy's not going to die, or the woman. So there you go. Look at that. And I got to do the Houdini, but if you do it between those joints right there, and like I said, I recommend behind the back. There may be a time you have to do in the front, but I recommend obviously in the back, depending on your policies. And you obviously want the keyhole towards you so you can take these things off. And there we go. I played the wannabe Houdini. But anyways, your thumb cuffs, they do work. If you think they don't, shh, have someone put them on you and watch how. I'd like to see you get out of them. And there's some cheap ones. Don't get the cheap, but get the regular good ones. But they do work. And you can tell right here, unlike other cuffs, this is what helps keep keep them on your thumb better. It's not sharp, but you can tell it's kind of not rigid. It's the wrong word, but kind of like this. It's got this here, so that way, if this was smooth, you'd probably slip out of them, because this is rough right here, the way it's cut out. And it's gonna, let me put my finger so you guys can kind of get an idea. And you'll feel it. It's not cutting you or nothing. I mean, what's gonna be the bad thing is you do it too tight, and obviously your finger will swell because of the blood. You're cutting it off, but it's not gonna cut, as you can tell I'm turning. But it is uncomfortable because they were smart enough to make it where this will actually help keep it on the person's thumbs specifically. If they don't have thumbs, you can use fingers, like I said. Now you use this part before the joint, that way it'll help. Anyways, hope you guys like this short review and tactics here to carry something this small. If you feel the desire that you need to carry something, and I understand some of you law enforcement do, or even retired, but mainly off duty, I know there's guys that were carrying the bigger cuffs, and I swear after a while you're just carrying a whole shitload of stuff. So these are very small to carry. They do work. Trust me, try them out. They do. I wouldn't be saying this if it didn't. Anything I have, I've used. I actually have used these on suspects, and they didn't get out, I'll tell you that. And they were, but I had them behind their back as well too. So, all right, take care. God bless. Click on the like button and subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.